Hello and welcome back to Zimboys. I know it's been a minute since I last uploaded, but we're still going on. We're still keeping on with the theme, just uploading videos about the lives of Zimbabwean youths, what motivates us, what keeps us going, what you are doing, just social talk. Nothing much, no pressure. Um, my last talk was with Kuzaino when we were talking about Aurora. We were having breakfast, we were just chilling, and we said quite a bit. And unfortunately, the video didn't get many people viewing it, but it's one of my most favorite videos on the channel, to be fair. And today I have, I'm sorry, I'm gonna mispronounce your name. So just say it for me.
Tando. Have
Um,
Tando.
not that one. I want the other one, Tamari.
What? Tamari.
So how did Tando morph into Tamari?
I've got three names. Tando, Chioniso, Maria. So I just took Ta from Tando and Mari, and I removed the A from Maria, and I just put that together.
Okay, that's dope. That's really dope. And for you to have an Debele name, I'm gonna assume Tando is Debele, and a Shona name, it means there was a mixture somewhere in your parentage, a Shona and
A Shona and a Ndebele woman. A Shona man and a Ndebele woman.
all right. That's the only way they could have produced such a beautiful one, to be completely honest.
Definitely.
So do you identify with both cultures or you are fully Shona like me?
I'm a Harare girl. I am a Harare girl. I am born and bred.
Which means you are as Shona as they come.
Yes.
All right, all right. And
Yes.
you
And
don't
like, but like, oh, your name is Tando, so can you kuluma? Yes, I can, but don't force me. Don't force me to speak.
you can kulume now tukwe uripoere, or you can actually speak Ndebele and hold a conversation.
I can hold a conversation, proper conversation. It's just that I don't like speaking to Vele. It's just a chore. It's such a chore to me because they also then like it depends on who I'm speaking to. There's some people that have the Ndebele slang and the deep Ndebele that I don't understand. So now I have to deal with trying to understand what they're saying and then the reply. So I'm always just like, oh, again, guys. Oh.
Interesting, interesting. It's such a pity that you don't feel comfortable speaking your mother's tongue, but for me, I really appreciate the Ndebele language, and whenever I meet someone who is supposed to speak it, I always want to make them say the thing, amakoko angu 10 or 2, enata tonjen. Do you know that tongue twister?
No, don't know much.
Okay. Moving on to business. To be completely I'm happy I have you today on the podcast. I have you on Zimboys, and I hope it's one of many times that we'll actually get to sit and talk about culture. When we were talking before shooting this video, I was like, let's talk about ambition. And we did speak a little on the issues of ambition and all of that. And you gave me a certain point of view that I liked, because I used to think that being a Zimbabwean, a young Zimbabwean, you only have two options. The first option was you have to go to uni, you have to have a degree. It doesn't matter if you get
Mhm,
it from UZ and it's in medicine or in law, or you get it from MSU and it's in economics, or you get it from Great Zimbabwe University and it's in the arts. I think
mhm,
it's one of those options that you have and you can pursue an academic career. The other option is you just have to leave the country and go to hustle in whatever capacity you can outside of the country.
mhm.
And I wanted to get the point of view of someone who is still back home, who's still in Zimbabwe, and who's living what I can only explain as a comfortable life, because you look hydrated, you look well fed, and you're in Zimbabwe. Something I can not say I was when I was back in Zimbabwe. So, would you care to explain to me and whoever's listening how you've managed to make it in Zimbabwe and why it is that you are not attracted to migrating outside of the country?
Putting on the Vaseline will shine. You can't look like your problem all the time. You can't look like your problem.
We always say Mabasa, Muna Munyika, there are no opportunities, there's no way to make it. So how have you managed to make it in the country?
I really dislike that statement, Mabasa Akuna. What field are you looking for a job in? Are you looking for just a job in J? Or are you looking for a job specifically in your field? Jobs are there. Unfortunately, they're guarded by those at the top in the respective sectors. Because or people that they know, or they're trying to loot in some way. But jobs are there. Now it's just a matter of who do you know? Are you willing to network with people in order to get a job in your respective field of study? That's the biggest thing. Are you willing to, like how we grow up, we're so shielded by our parents. We have one way of getting to the top. Go to high school, go to university, get a white collar job. Either you're a doctor or a nurse or a lawyer or an accountant, and you work for your money and you work to support your family. And that's the issue. However,
I think our parents, basically, when they are raising us, from grade 1 up until whatever, they want us to do 3 jobs, basically. That's my theory. Doctor, lawyer, or some sort of accountant.
Yes.
And do you think that if you manage to climb up the ladder, you get the requirements to go to uni and do that in Zimbabwe, you can live a fulfilling life and you can find a job? I understand that if you become a doctor, most probably the government will find a place for you. You might not make as much money as you want to or as you deserve as a doctor. If you become a lawyer, things will be a bit tougher because say if you become an accountant, it's even harder. And then we go to our folks who are in the arts, it's even way harder. So are you saying that once you get your degree, you are set?
No, not always. Well, not in Zimbabwe specifically. You need to have other skills. As my uncle says, something that you can do in the event that all right, just because you're going to sit and fold your hands. What can you do? Do you have any other skills like digital marketing skills or any other like or no, maybe you're a chef or maybe you're a handyman, you know how to do carpentry, or even like I've heard of this guy who makes jewelry out of epoxy. Just being able to do something different. Have something that you can fall back on.
So are you not go on? Go on.
Okay, so one thing I had to sit down and really think about this. Get a career, yes. Get a career, yes, but get a career with international demand. You might not then get the job that you want in Zim, but make sure that the career you go into, in the event that I want to leave the country for something that's better, is there an international demand for that career that you're in? Is it there? Because I want to go abroad. Banana plan as you to a project and on it, you don't go to the series. Kokasana series. What do you do? Exactly.
But I
If you're
must
gonna
go on.
plan, you need to have a plan, fortunately.
I have to say, you're the first person I've spoken to who has confidence in our country, who has confidence in making a life in Zimbabwe as a young person. Inini personally, I must say, I tried, I failed.
And that's fine.
Maybe ndakawana mukano kugara pasi ndichitaura newe, I would have a different perspective. But inini muondero wandaizviita, it was tough, it was hard. Pai pasina pekupinda. Even like to get attachment church, you have to know someone, you have to hustle, you have to do ABC. So to actually sit down and talk to someone who says you can make it in Zimbabwe, to me, it's like you are a unicorn, a very unique somebody who believes kuti munyika medu zvinoizvi.
At first, obviously, it's going to be hard. That's why I didn't bring in stuff. Yes, we're saying get your education, be very educated and all that. But however, with your education, who do you know? Network with other people, sit down in rooms, go to workshops. Just like, do you know those high teas and everything? You know, to the high teas, little workshops, business meetings and whatever, and then actually advertise for different people to come through. Go there, go and network with other people. Hear what they're about. And you never know. That's where you can find Bingayako, if I can say. That will get you to your destiny helpers. I definitely believe in destiny helpers. So you never know who the next person you're going to have a conversation with, if that's going to be a destiny helper or not.
Yeah,
exactly. And we really don't live in a vacuum. Even once you're a lawyer, for you to get clients, you need to network with people and tell people about yourself. I also do believe, yes, we might get my degree and stuff, but that paper will not speak for you. You as a brand, branding yourself out, showing yourself to people, having conversations with people, and making people, what did you believe is over? That's how people start to warm up to you and want to use your services, if I can use that term. It makes sense. But yeah.
Yeah, Pakaipa. You know, inini narrative yandanga ndingori nayo ndeyekuti zvinhu zvakaoma munyika, mabasa hamuna munyika, huori hwakawanda munyika. So I was like, it's impossible to make it. And it's good I've managed to have a chance to listen to perspective yainayo kuti if you apply yourself, you can actually do wonders in Zimbabwe and you can make it. And I don't think pane chinhu father, chiri so fulfilling than actually living out your dreams, living your life. Uri munyika mako. It's the best experience. And I was under the impression that it's impossible for all of us to actually live comfortably munyika medu, but you are saying you can do it, it can be done.
It can be done. It can be done. Nothing is a walk in the park, honestly. Even when they're out of the country, getting a job out of the country, like in the UK and all that, it's not easy. But are you willing to put in and the determination to say, no, this is what I'm going to do? You get, do you want to put in the effort or not? Is your ambition bigger than Zim? Or it's what is your ambition? That's my thing. You can aspire to say, okay, to me, to say I've achieved my goals, I've got a house, I've got a car, a good paying job, and in the event that you have kids, my kids go to a very good school, and I can afford to save, let's just say about 500 to 700 a month. If you can do that, why not? Okay. Why leave? Okay. Why sell properties, like I've heard like vanhu vaida kuenda ku-UK nekudhura kwakuita COS ma7K tengesa dzimba and stuff wosvika koko woita COS, next thing they don't last per job. And now you're thinking, I can't go back home. You don't have that choice to go back home.
Nope. Once you come here, you can never go back to Zimbabwe. Voluntarily anyway. They can send you back, but it will wait our consultants to say because factors. Because
exactly.
Yeah.
But in the event you find your niche and you run with it. Oh, one example I can give, his name is Clive, but his company name is Lucid Apparels. I've known him for quite some time. Pakatanga Lucid aingoita zvema-t-shirts zveboys vaya vanoprinta ma-t-shirt. Toprinta ma-t-shirt naizvimaketa vedu we kana tomira panze pajoina pepe toprinta ma-t-shirt. If I tell you now, Clive gets big companies and big customers, Anamukuru, SK, Pizza Hut, banks, different banks and all that. And he does work for them. And now he's pretty big. Lucid Apparel is now pretty big. But however, he had to start from the bottom. There's no way that you're going to start from the top. You need to start from somewhere. And it might not be a rosy somewhere, but start from there. I had a conversation with a friend of mine, Chinzi. I want to work in this bank and maybe I want to work in the finance sector. How do you get there? Pinda as a cleaner. Once you get in, Pinda as a cleaner, Pinda as a cleaner, get to know the ropes, get to know the right people to talk to. And you never know, in a year or two, you have moved from being a cleaner to probably an assistant, a PA. From there, you move from there to probably managerial. From managerial, you get to your director position that you've always wanted. Obviously, with time and a lot of effort from yourself as well. But I believe at the beginning level, lay your foundation, and then rise up from that. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. It does make sense. But kupinda kwacho, I've found out that even kwana basa ku Zimbabwe,
you need to know.
Rinoshamisira as a caretaker chako.
Yes.
It takes some doing. Kwana basa rekuti unge uri till operator kupika it's hard.
You need to know someone.
You need to know someone and probably do something for them.
True. Unfortunately, sometimes, sorry to say this, but when it comes to women wanting very high position jobs, I've noticed and I've had conversations with some women that are in like government and in very high positions in their companies. And they'll tell you men will try to abuse you just for you to get the position. He'll say, what am I getting out of it? And with men, mostly it's just sex. So sometimes it's either your qualification that will get you up there, or who that is powerful that will get you up there, or rather you sleep your way to the top. And I feel like the last very painful one.
Are you of the opinion that it's wrong to sleep your way to the top?
No, it is wrong, but at the same time, that's what I'm going to do. Am I going to use my private parts to get to where I want?
My body.
But after that, are you fulfilled?
My body. Not my private parts, but my body.
Exactly, my body. Like, are you fulfilled after that? At the end of the day, are you happy? And are you not going to beat yourself up at the end of the day? Are you not having to then pay for therapy after you get to the top there? And then you see all that hard effort is not worth it. Or was not worth it.
Yeah, people will probably a little bit tricky. But as a man, it's extremely difficult for me to sleep my way to the top. But if I was a woman, I think I wouldn't give it a second thought. If it was
It's the
guaranteed,
thing to do. I'd like
I
to
would
believe it's
do
the
it.
thing. But are you also considering your health? Are you considering the mental toil? Are you considering the physical toll you have on you? Emotional as well. Also, are you willing to live with that? Just because you want to be called CFO of some sort of company, you want to have the title of CEO, you want to have the title of chairperson. Is it really worth it at the end of the day?
Yeah, I get where you are coming from, but exchange ingoripo even with Mugengong, something that I am ghetto over you into look at Chipoko, look at next step and phone numbers and then you get to, pardon my French, you get to fuck with him.
True.
I risk SAY angoripo. And then you have someone who anosangana in a professional setting, and then they ask that of you, those same risks remain. And is young, but transactional sex
A
or
lot of
has always existed in society, Medu. So I don't think, yeah, this is not a good thing to say, but it has always existed in society, Medu. And if I was a woman, I don't think I would really think too much. I would go with it.
I mean, it's the easiest thing to do. But then again, are you willing to collect the baggage that comes with it? That's another big thing. Because no one ever sticker to the top. They're now a director of something. But then next thing, let's say a year or two down the line, this person has committed suicide. Why? What was going on? We thought they achieved their goal. They got to the top, they got to self-actualization, but then why? Why would they commit suicide? What was on no, they were depressed, no, they had some disease that they caught on whilst doing what they were doing to get to the top and didn't sit well with them. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I like the fact that you touched on depression. It's one of those things, really, in our culture, we don't talk much about depression, but I think it's something chatofana kunyatsounza in the forefront of my conversation at Noita, because most of us, me included, we battle with depression every now and then. Because after a couple of months, I always sit down by myself and evaluate, all right, what have I done? What do I wish to do? Am I able to do it? And sometimes I think, and and then it gets me, so low. And I see many people, if they were in my shoes, they would say they are living comfortably. But in any living in that way, I'm always thinking I should do more, I should have more. So I think depression in is very important, but at Itaure, what's your take on this issue here, depression? Do you think we appreciate the fact that most of us are depressed to some extent or get into that pit every now and then?
I'd like to believe our generation now accepts it, which is there's something called depression. Our parents' generation, kuroiwa, aiwani mamudzi, anima attitude,
Madimon.
madimoni, gaindo cheta na matirwa chichocho. But like the new generation, our generation is pretty good at accepting it and reading more into it. And I feel like with more information and education on it, you will get to know that there's different types of depression. It hits also really different to somebody. Something like, as you're saying, somebody may be aspiring to be where you are and saying, Jacob's got everything that he needs. I wish I was there. But they're like, no, this is not where my ambition ends. I aspire for more. I'm just at the beginning. You're just in the beginning and you're saying, I can do more. That always wanting more thought will get you to a place of depression. But I always say sometimes just sit back and be thankful of where you've gotten to. Would you have gotten to that place if you didn't put in the effort? If you didn't write down your goals and be like, no, I need to attain this by this certain time, would you have gotten there? So sometimes it's also because people will be depressed and saying, I'm doing too little, I'm not doing as much as I want to, because you're not looking at your achievements. Sometimes the achievements will not be very big, it'll be very small, tiny things. It's an achievement. Cleaning your house and making yourself a nice breakfast. That's an achievement. Because some people that are actually depressed can't even get out of bed.
Yeah, true.
They can't. So sometimes you just need to sit back, look at the stuff that you have achieved. I always say to myself, I live in a bed-sitter. So I always say to myself, what's up on mukaso? What are the imba yese one of the microwave you and I stove you, fridge you. All my accomplishments. Ayana mari. But ukamuka ukavuta maziso ako ngotenderedza ngotarisa imba yese. But iroiko here, am I the one who's affording that reiko? Reiko need him fridge. Ndine here oyo.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because
true.
you can't even get to your point. You're going to, oh, I moved out, yes, but handina TV. Munhu atosvati, munhu yakamove out, imba yake yakazara kuti pam. Yo, unotsika nechinje TV chinjidiki, umwe munhu ari kuti, I'm so proud of this person, I wish I was them. But you're like, no, and certain done it, you say, I'm not fulfilled. But sometimes you just need to take a step back, sit down and see what we have achieved. And I believe from the end of 2023, I started journaling and writing in my journal. And I saw this girl on TikTok saying, for every day, write something that you have achieved. So now I've used it as my 2024 goal, that I have a little calendar of mine and be like, on this day, I achieved this. Probably not every day that you achieve something, but whenever you do, write it down and write it down. By the time you get to the end of the year, you're going to say, I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I don't feel like I did anything. But then if you take out your journal, you see the stuff that you've actually accomplished, the little stuff that will amount to the big things at the end of the day. And so you know that, oh, I actually did something. I wasn't idle or anything like that. And it will make you feel a lot better. And you won't feel like you're lagging behind or financial repeat.
Yeah, true. You know, what I've gathered from this conversation is it doesn't matter kuti uri kupi. Ungabe uri kuZim, South Africa, kana Dubai, kwese kwauri. You just have to make sure kuti you are making your life better day by day by day by day. And you have to learn to appreciate the little things that you have, because umwe munhu kwaari zvinenge zvisiri as little as you might think.
Exactly.
Just moving out of your mama's house, it's big.
It's a big
Where we're from. Paying rent kwa unogara, it's big. Where we're from. Living your life independently, buying your own food, buying your own things, it's big where we're from, and we have to appreciate that and grow from that. And you have taught me, Kuti, you don't have to listen or to consider my circumstances. Kuti munyika zviri sei, uku zvakamira sei. Just try to find your own way. Don't get influenced. No, hakuna mabasa, hakuna chi, the economy is in the crapper. Just try to find your own niche and try to make a life for yourself. It's quite deep.
Master your skill. It might take time. I mean, another example that I can give, have a 5 to 10 year plan.
I always tell my friends about that. I always tell them, I always move with a 5-year plan. I'm happy I found someone and tell her also. A 5-year plan, what do I want to do in the next 5 years?
In the
Go
next 5 years.
on.
Exactly. Like have a 5 to 10 year plan. Oh, we're not okay. Right now I'm working in Zim. I'm working under probably photography. I've just started off my photography and I'm building my equipment, I'm building my things and everything's going well. However, I'm not getting as as much as I thought I'd be getting in Zim. Have your 5 to 10 year plan and be like, at some point, where is it? Where is photography paying? Probably outside of the country, or you'll find a little country that has photography as something that's very big. Because once you get into photography, you're not just taking pictures. There's videography involved. That's another skill. There's graphic design involved. That's another skill as well. And from that, you can take it to advertisement for making websites and doing social media marketing for certain companies. That's another skill that you're developing. And you can use that to your advantage and make money out of it.
You certainly can make money out of it, to be completely honest, but those are fields that we are not maximizing on my fields are open to us. Gift and we are not really maximizing on that. And
True.
as part of what I'm doing, I want kuti vanhu vaone kuti there are many opportunities dziripo online to make money and to do things. And I appreciate the fact that we've managed to have this conversation, but I must say I'm envious of the fact that you are living a comfortable life in Zim. If I could, I would, but it just didn't happen for me.
You have to make it work. I mean, you don't just build Rome in one day. Look at Anafeli Nandi. She started off as part of a group. What's that group called? It's not Mbeu. Now look at her now. Look at how big she is. She just didn't start off by being a single artist. She had to start somewhere. Start small, grow. So always believe in your 5 to 10 year plan. Something will change. Definitely. You will not stay in the same place.
So what's your 5-year plan?
I wouldn't say I have a 5-year plan. I have a 3-year plan. And my 3-year plan is by then I would have finished college and I'm starting off my freight business because I'm currently studying logistics, international supply chain and logistics. Love it. Definitely love it. And also by the side, I'm also doing just a mini hobby, cybersecurity. I want to find a way to compile both of them and use that to my advantage in freight. And
when you mean freight, do you mean Kuti, you want to launch the next Amazon in Zimbabwe?
Yes, definitely. Let's have a take-a-lot. Not even going far off Amazon. Let's have a take-a-lot. Let's have something so simple as AliExpress in Zim. Why can't we have that? What's stopping us from having? Yeah, I think it's one area it's not fun to exploit completely because we have the internet and we have people who want things. And since you say that you want to establish a freight business, I think it's one thing, Cheguti, after 20 years, we could sit down and say, but now she's now, big in this area. And I appreciate the fact that Urudagu sadly, we have like 1 minute left on our Zoom. Yeah, but I think we've had a good talk and thank you for inviting me. On many random things. I'm definitely looking forward to having more conversations. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate Wataita, but mostly I must confess I'm envious. And I know I can pay my rent and I can
work on my dreams, but you know, things are different.
At some point, let's just hope you come back home, invest back home.